making and the difference of in the lives of kids and families. It's just spectacular to be a part of.
1480 WHBC.
Live from the WHBC Broadcast Center. Find out more about area businesses, agencies, and events.
It's what's going on right now.
This is Spotlight.
And good morning, everyone. Welcome to Spotlight on 1480 WHBC. I'm Pam Cook with you this morning. And of course, we are live on the radio, but we're also live on Facebook. If you want to check us out there, you can do that right now. And boy, we have, I know, an hour filled with tons of very good information that many of you may be wanting to hear. I know I am. Today, our spotlight is with Direction Home, Akron Canton. And we bring in right now Lori Smith. Lori's the training coordinator for Direction Home. Hi, Lori.
Good morning. Hi, Pam. How are you?
I'm doing great. Glad to have you with us today.
Yeah,
So tell me a little bit about your job and what you do for Direction Home.
So I have been with Direction Home for, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but 10 years. It was 10 years this past December. I started as a senior program support specialist, which is like an administrative role. And I did that for a couple of years before moving into my current role with our community engagement department. And in that role, I coordinate our professional trainings. We have licensed social workers and nursing staff with us in our agency. So we do continuing education for them, as well as professionals who aren't with Direction Home, who also need that continuing education credit. We do wellness programming that we're going to get to in this interview, and those are for people in the community who want to stay active and healthy and engaged. And then I also help coordinate our conferences that we do, and we've got one coming up August 21st. So if we've got any professionals out there who would like to talk about issues coming up with long-term care and the aging population, please do consider coming to that conference. We'd be happy to see you.
All right, so let's talk about Direction Home and what the mission is. What are you guys here for?
So our full name is really, really long. It's Direction Home, Akron Canton Area Agency on Aging and Disabilities. And we are one of 12 area agencies on aging in Ohio, and also part of a nationwide network. There are about 655 area agencies on aging throughout the nation. Now, ours in particular does cover Stark, Summit, Portage, and Wayne counties, but I wanted to bring up that we are a nationwide network because if you are not in our immediate service area, there will be an area agency on aging that can help you. And what we all do, so if you're with us on Facebook, I think you can see our particular mission and vision with Direction Home. But overall, each and every area agency wants to provide services. We coordinate those local services and supports for older adults and people with disabilities in their communities. And that's really, truly what we strive to do.
And I would imagine, after, first of all, going to the website, looking at all of the information and different things that we're going to talk about today, there are probably a lot of people out there that don't realize all the things you have to offer.
Mm-hmm. We hear that constantly. We're a well-kept secret that doesn't want to be the well-kept secret. So yeah, this is part of why we're here, is to share with people what we do and how we can help, because people don't realize the services that we provide, and there's a wealth of them.
So let's start with some of the programs. We'll start out with Passport. What is the Passport program?
So Passport program is what we really started with, and it's a program to help keep older adults and again, people with disabilities living independently in their homes. And what it does is it can coordinate with providers that we work with to get things like home delivered meals, if that's something you're looking for, get that added extra nutrition into your home if you struggle to go out and go grocery shopping. Emergency response units. So think of those pendants. I don't know if you remember those old commercials, I've fallen and I can't get up, those. So you can, if something happens, you can press that button and immediately be connected with emergency service personnel. Transportation services. So you can now easily get to and from your doctor's appointments, grocery shopping, other appointments and errands you might need to run, chore services. If you need a little help around the house, dusting, maintaining the house, we can connect you with providers that can help you to do that. Personal care aids. If you just need a little help caring for yourself, bathing, dressing, things like that. And those are just some of the things that Passport can provide to you to help keep you, again, living independently and actively in your home.
Yeah, all of that. Very, very helpful.
Yes.
When you think about the things that people need, and are there requirements, any requirements for that?
So this one is for older adults. We're talking 65 and up, and you do have to qualify to receive Medicaid for that one.
Okay. And when people, if they have any questions as we go along today, they can call you, obviously, 330-896-9172. But your website's great also. Can you give them your web address?
Yes. Our web address has, again, a wealth of information. It is www.dhad.org.
Yeah, very easy. dhad.org.
Yep.
Like I said, a lot of things there that people can go to and look at. So what are some of the other programs that you offer?
So one of the other programs that we offer is called the Assisted Living Waiver. And it's similar to Passport. The difference is it's for people 21 and over. We still ask that you qualify for Medicaid, and this is for people living in an assisted living environment. So you're not in your home in the community, but you're in an assisted living facility. And again, it can help with things like personal care and additional meals, getting those meals in, some transportation services. And it also has a community transition service. So if you are looking to move from a nursing facility that has a higher level of care, and maybe you don't need that anymore, and you are looking to go to an assisted living facility, there's that transition service to help get you there.
Yeah, and I would imagine people would never have thought that 21 and older for that program.
Yeah. Yep.
And so My Care Ohio, talk about that a little bit.
And that's where we expanded. We more than doubled our staff when we started working with the My Care Ohio program. It is for what we call people who are dual eligible. So not only do we ask that you're eligible to receive Medicaid, but Medicare as well. And again, it gives you those services like Passport to help you keep active and engaged in your home, chore services, personal aids, all of those things. And it also entitles you to a My Care Ohio ombudsman. And what ombudsmen are is they are your advocates. So if you are seeing anything that you would like to have changed for your own care with the My Care program, that ombudsman will go to the mat for you and advocate for your needs and resolve any concerns you might have with that program.
And I'm sure there are people out there saying, well, how much is this going to cost me? Maybe talk about that a little bit.
So that will be determined during an assessment. And a lot of these, as you've heard, are Medicaid-based, Medicare or Medicaid. So we'll have representatives do an assessment with you and talk about your financial needs and go from there. So it can be very, very individualized.
Right. And so folks should not be afraid to check it out because
please.
They can get the information very easily, right?
Yes, please.
Long-term care options. I think that's probably one of the hottest topics these days, people talking about long-term care, because it's hard for some people to even afford, and it's just one of those things. But maybe share with us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we do have an elder rights department who can help you choose your long-term care options because, like you said, there are so many and people's needs are so individual. So what they can do is sit down and talk with you and talk about your current situation, your financial, what your needs are, down to do you have a pet and do you want them to be in that facility with you? Some allow them, some don't. So these are all things that we're going to look at as we talk with you, your current situation, what you look like you may be able to do if you'll be looking for assistance, if you can privately pay, and then all the services that you would like to have in whatever facility you're looking for. And again, with those individual needs, like what I may be looking for can be completely different than what you're looking for, Pam. So we sit down and talk with you and work the best options for you between independent living, assisted living, nursing facilities, things like that.
And what about a care manager? I noticed that, that you were saying some people can be assigned a care manager. Is that right?
Yes. So the way things start, and let me back up there to the start of the process.
Sure.
So we have a department called the Aging and Disability Resource Center. So anybody that has questions about any of our programs, how you would qualify, you would call this Aging and Disability Resource Center. And again, if you're joining us on Facebook, you can see that information there. The direct line to this department is 877-770-5558. And even though I like to add this in, even though that's an 877 number, it's local in our offices. I can look over my right shoulder right now and see people working in our Aging and Disability Resource Center, or ADRC. And so someone would call in with questions, and we like to call it our front door to our services. And in that department are trained representatives who are just so happy to share and provide information, assistance, referrals, and begin, if that's what you're looking for, the enrollment process to one of our programs. And this is a free service to anyone and everyone who calls. Again, something important to know about us is we're not an insurance company or something like that where we're trying to sell you a service. We are trying to get you the services that will truly help you reach the goals that you are looking to reach. So you would call that ADRC and talk with one of our representatives, and they would talk with you first about determining your current needs. And then we would walk through the process about identifying some of those long-term care options. And again, what you're looking for. Are you looking to stay in your own home? Are you looking to transfer out of there and maybe go into a senior apartment building or an assisted living? And we'll talk to you about that. And then if you would like and you're interested in one of our programs, we can then coordinate a full in-home assessment with one of our registered nurses or licensed social workers. And then they would come into the home, do a really full, deep assessment with you, again, starting with what your goals are and what your current situation is and where you would like to go. And then if we determine that you are eligible for one of our programs, and those few that I talked about are just a few. So I do encourage you to go to our website and check those out, or call the ADRC for more information. But we can enroll you in one of our programs from there. And with that enrollment, that's when you would be assigned that care manager then, who makes sure that everything you're entitled to with that program, you are getting and continue to get. We continue, as your needs change, we'll look at those and get you the services that you need.
That's awesome, because I would say everybody has no idea what to ask for,
Yes.
Situation like that, for sure. 330-896-9172. That's the number to call. Also a local number, obviously. We'll take our first break. And when we come back, we're going to talk about why it's important to stay at home, and also why it's important to stay active and healthy. We're going to do that. And Lori Smith will be with us from Direction Home, Akron Canton Area Agency on Aging. Stay with us here on Spotlight on 1480 WHBC.
Live and local.
Thank you guys again for being on the air. Appreciate you doing what you're doing.
How's that sound?
And you're listening to News Talk 1480 WHBC.
Altman is here for you, in your community, because you matter. We're proud to be the area's first and only independent health system. We are one team, joined together and committed to one mission: to lead our community to improved health. And we've always been here, dedicated to providing you with the very best in care, wellness, education, insurance, and more. For your community and for your family, Altman is always here for you.
Crown keeps you warm and we keep you cool.
We're here for you day or night.
Crown Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing is celebrating 2025 with savings that will keep your castle comfortable all year long. Right now, upgrade to a new R32 HVAC system for only $85 a month and receive a $1,000 Visa gift card. It's the perfect way to start the year with better comfort and efficiency. Looking for other ways to save? Get a performance tune-up for just $99. a $50 savings, keeping your system running smoothly without breaking the bank. Plus, Crown's New Year's savings include deals on water heaters, tune-ups, and repairs, so you can elevate your home's comfort for less. But hurry, these offers end March 15th, 2025. Call Crown Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing today at 330-269-5499 or on the web at crowngroupohio.com to schedule your service or upgrade. Don't miss out. Start 2025 the comfortable way. Ohio license number 27133.
Call Crown Heating and Cooling. You'll be sure you have the best. Crown Heating and
At Andrews Furniture in Sugar Creek, creating homes that celebrate family life is what we're all about. This month, we're pleased to announce one of our most popular sales of the year. All Smith Brothers upholstered and leather furniture has been reduced an additional 10%. Smith Brothers furniture is handcrafted in America, assuring you of quality construction and superb styling. Choose from Andrews stock for immediate delivery, or let Smith Brothers custom tailor an upholstered sofa, chair, or reclining sofa for you. For those who want heirloom quality furniture, Maven Amish Built furniture is constructed of 100% solid hardwood. Maven's craftsmen hand-select each hardwood, using their time-honored skills to create furniture that is both beautiful and long-lasting. Save an additional 10% during Andrews Midwinter Sale. There's always something new and exciting to discover at Andrews. And remember, delivery is always free. No wonder people from all over Ohio travel to Andrews, your home furnishings destination in Sugar Creek, for 77 years.
Visit Hosner Carpet One during the Floored at First Sight sale. With expert advice and helpful tools like the Room Visualizer, it's easy to see yourself enjoying your perfect floor today. With select carpets, hardwood, laminate, and luxury vinyl on sale, and 18 months free financing, you can't go wrong. Hosner Carpet One has the healthier living installation. This area's only antimicrobial flooring installation process. Check out HosnerCarpet1.com, where the installation does make a difference. See store for complete details.
JT again, and if you're like me, always looking to save money at the grocery store, did you know we've got 6 locally owned Save-A-Lots right here in Stark County? Meat, produce, dairy, everything you need, all at Save-A-Lot prices. And now you can download the Save-A-Lot app for even bigger savings, rewards, exclusive coupons, and starting soon, weekly specials that are simply amazing. The app is free, the savings are great, and there's a Save-A-Lot near you. Download it today at savealot.com. That's savealot.com.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go, shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Febreze. As a rideshare driver, I love keeping my car smelling fresh and clean. So when I'm driving, I only trust Febreze car vent clips, featuring 3 distinct intensity settings, because it's that little touch that sets me apart. I can turn the intensity down for subtle freshness, or I can turn it up for when I want lots of scent. So whether it's set to low, medium, or high, with Febreze car, I know my car's going to smell amazing. Which keeps my driver rating right where it belongs. Picking up Oscar!
My son loves to fly kites, but my active psoriatic arthritis can sometimes hold me back. Now with Skyrizi to treat my skin and joints, I'm ready to go. Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults, helps with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. For those who also have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible with just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi today and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZI to learn more.
Order for Jennifer C. Is this my double shot, double cream, double froth, double pump, double whip, double sleeve? Yeah. Can you handle that much caffeine? Did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year? Oh, really? That's great. Seriously, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year? Yeah, you just said that. Did you say I just said that? Yeah, I'm cutting you off. I can't have any more? Why not?
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
Now back to Spotlight on 1480 WHBC.
And good Wednesday morning, everyone. Welcome back to Spotlight here on 1480 WHBC and also live on our Facebook page. This morning, we are talking about Direction Home Akron Canton, the Area Agency on Aging. And we have Lori Smith with us this morning and so many things to go over. But we kind of gave you a little idea of some of the things you guys do. But people want to stay at home, right? I mean, that's usually their ultimate goal.
Without a doubt, studies have shown time and time again, yes, people want to remain aging in their home, right? And it makes sense. It's the place where we're familiar. It's the place we may have raised our kids. We know the rhythm and the life of that home, right? So absolutely, we hear time and time again, what can I do to stay in my home?
So what's the first step for them then? I mean, obviously they have to figure out if they're able physically, right?
Yeah, for sure. We want to see if they can maintain their independence. And again, that's where a lot of our programs can come into play. So just again, getting those services in may make the difference between being able to stay at home or the need to go to a long-term care facility. And that's I don't want to give the impression that facilities can't give and don't give great care. They do. But if it's a choice, fantastic. And we want it to be a choice.
Right. And there's also, as I had mentioned earlier, you're right about the great care that they give. But there's also some people that can't afford the long-term care facilities. So it's not even an option for them.
Right. Expense is a huge consideration when looking at long-term care. Absolutely. We've seen people who have done all the right things throughout their lives. They've created that savings and have that good pad of money there. And then unfortunately something catastrophic may happen and then that choice is taken away from them. So I'd like to try and mitigate that.
And also I would say that being at home for somebody mentally also, being consistent, they're familiar, like you said, that's probably very important too.
Oh, absolutely. So staying in that home with the consistency, you're familiar with the surroundings. As we age, unfortunately, dementia is a concern. And if you're in a new, unfamiliar environment, that can be confusing and that can cause agitation. So allowing that person to remain in their home can absolutely reduce that confusion. We can also maintain those social connections that we've made with our neighbors and those neighbors that we just keep an eye out for each other, right? So there's that safety aspect there too.
And so as we're doing that and staying at home, it's also important to keep up with some level of activity because you don't want to be sitting and not doing anything because that can be very harmful, right?
Yes. For sure. Yeah, we don't want the old adage, use it or lose it, is definitely yes. True. So we want to make sure we're staying active and staying strong, both physically and mentally.
So when folks come to you, how can you help them with stuff like that?
So again, part of what I do is hold and coordinate wellness programming. And two I'd like to highlight here are focused on reducing the risk for falls. And again, if you're on Facebook with us, you can see we've got Tai Chi for arthritis and fall prevention and a fun program called Bingo Size, which pulls together the fun game of bingo with learning about how we can reduce falls both in our homes and in the environment, as well as we do some exercise movements in that.
When I look at Tai Chi for health and for fall prevention and arthritis, I can't even imagine what that's like, but it sounds like it would be so worth it.
It's so much fun. And actually right after this interview, I'll be leading a class downstairs in our conference center. And it's this fabulous group of people. I'm so excited to join them. The Tai Chi program, and each of these programs really, it's not like what you think of going to a Y and you can pop in and out whenever you'd like. These programs are multiple weeks. Excuse me. Tai Chi, for example, we have 1-hour classes that meet twice a week over the span of 8 weeks. And in that time, we learn a modified practice of Sun style Tai Chi. And I have heard maybe starting in week 3, people say, I already notice myself getting stronger and my balance improving. I notice where maybe I couldn't reach my arm up above my shoulder. Now I can. And now I don't feel like I have to balance myself or steady myself on the table as I'm walking by things. So it really, really does help. They're evidence-based classes. So what that means is they have data backing them that people who take the full program, Tai Chi, again, is that 8-week program, really do reap benefits and reduce their risk for falls.
So if someone wants to sign up for just these classes, they can do that, correct?
Yes, absolutely. You can go to our website and find our schedule of classes there. You can call me directly, and my direct phone number is 330-899-5255, or we'll post them on Facebook as well. We have a Facebook site.
How often do you have the classes?
So I try to do 2 of each of these classes annually. So I personally will hold 2 Tai Chi workshops per year and 2 bingo size workshops per year. But we are also looking for people to help us lead these classes and get them out to more areas and benefit more people. And we're also looking for locations to host us in holding these classes. Places like libraries and churches and senior apartment buildings, assisted livings are all fantastic places. And as far as becoming a leader, we provide the training. We pay for your training to be done, and we provide any administrative support throughout that journey. We can help you market the classes and answer any questions you have along the way. But once you are trained and certified, we'll help you get your own classes up and running and then benefit the community you live in.
Yeah, and it sounds like a lot of fun, and keep yourself feeling good too. That would be great. All right, we have to take our break for the news, which we will do. We have some other things, of course, to talk about. We'll talk about caregivers as well, and the help that you have for caregivers. And we will do that as our Spotlight program will continue. It is Direction Home, Akron Canton, and we are so thrilled to have them today. We will be talking with Lori Smith after this.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Terry's Tiny Homes, Terry. Sure, as the only employee of her company, Terry was probably the front runner, but saving money getting personalized discounts with a commercial auto quote from Progressive, well, that gave Terry the edge. Over Terry.
Terry.
Keep awkwardly chanting your own name, Terry. You deserve it. Woo! Be your own Terry. See if you could save in as little as 7 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
For a new water softener system, call the experts at Verndale Water. We offer affordable prices to fit any budget, and no interest financing is available. Let our family give your family clean, clear, great tasting water. From Verndale Water Experts.
Verndale's Water.
WHBC AM 10, reliable as ever on News Talk 1480 WHBC.
From the News Talk 1480 WHBC newsroom, Ohio Governor Mike DeWine has ordered state employees to return to the office next month. An executive order signed Tuesday will require state workers to routinely perform their duties in the office starting March 17th. It mirrors a similar order from President Trump regarding federal employees undoing remote work policies that became popular during the pandemic. Searchers have now recovered and identified all 67 bodies from the Potomac River after last week's mid-air collision of a military helicopter and an American Airlines passenger plane. That's the word from the U.S. Coast Guard, which on Tuesday revealed the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers has now been brought in to help recover the wreckage from the aircraft. The cause of the crash remains under investigation. Tiger Woods mourning the loss of his biggest fan, his 80-year-old mother, Clotilda Woods. Woods announced the news in a heartfelt social media post yesterday, saying, "My mom was a force of nature all her own. Her spirit was simply undeniable. She was my biggest fan, greatest supporter, and without her, none of my personal achievements would have been possible." In sports tonight, or last night, the Cleveland Cavaliers lost to Boston 112-105. Tonight, they will play in Detroit. We'll have the game for you. Tip off at 7 o'clock. I'm Pam Cook.
Your severe weather station, News Talk 1480 WHBC.
Here's a look at your AccuWeather forecast. A winter weather advisory is going into effect later tonight into tomorrow because we're going to be looking at some icy accumulation and even some snow as well before that happens. We'll start the day cloudy, couple snow showers are spotty in the afternoon, 31, and then we're going to see that icy accumulation tonight into tomorrow morning when it changes to rain. You can always check the latest alerts with AccuWeather's app. I'm meteorologist Jeff Nordine for News Talk 1480 WHBC.
See Wicked on the big screen at the Canton Palace Theater this Thursday through Saturday. It's the untold story of the Witches of Oz, starring Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande. Get your tickets now to see the film nominated for numerous awards. Wicked at CantonPalaceTheater.org.
Medicine Center pharmacies have been serving our local community for over 40 years. Our customers know they can count on our pharmacy staff, save money, and trust us. Stop by any of our Medicine Center pharmacy locations in Canton, Louisville, Minerva, and New Philadelphia, or visit us online at medshoprx.com.
Febreze. As a rideshare driver, I love keeping my car smelling fresh and clean. So when I'm driving, I only trust Febreze car vent clips, featuring 3 distinct intensity settings, because it's that little touch that sets me apart. I can turn the intensity down for subtle freshness, or I can turn it up for when I want lots of scent. So whether it's set to low, medium, or high, with Febreze car, I know my car's going to smell amazing. Which keeps my driver rating right where it belongs. Picking up, Oscar!
Now back to Spotlight on 1480 WHBC.
And welcome back to Spotlight on this Wednesday morning. Pam Cook with you here on 1480 WHBC, and also on our Facebook page. We are speaking with Lori Smith, training coordinator for Direction Home Akron Canton. And for folks who may just be tuning in and joining us, can you kind of give us a recap about Direction Home and how some of the things that you offer, as we did at the beginning of the show?
Yeah, I'd love to. Thank you. So again, we are one of a nationwide network of area agencies on aging. And our particular area agency provides services throughout Stark, Summit, Portage, and Wayne counties. And the overarching mission of what we do is provide services and supports for older adults and people with disabilities to remain living independently where they would like to call home. So we've got several different programs to do that, and those programs can get things like transportation services, home delivered meals. Some can even offer minor home modifications if you need, say, something like a wheelchair ramp put in or doorways widened to fit a wheelchair through. Small repairs on your house, we might be able to do that for you. Emergency response units, personal care aids, things like that to help you, again, remain independent in the community and in your home.
And so as we were going to commercial, we were talking about the things that help people stay active in the classes. And, we're talking about preventing falls. Why is it important? Obviously, you don't want anybody to get hurt, but I mean, this can tend to be something for the elderly more frequently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we see, unfortunately, a lot of older adults are falling. And we do know that falling once definitely increases the risk that you will fall again. And in older adults, most hip fractures and traumatic brain injuries are the result of a fall. We know about 300,000 older adults will require hospitalization for a hip fracture as a result of a fall. So we definitely want to make sure that we maintain that strength, that bone density to keep us healthy. We want to reduce things like the fear of falling cycle. And if you're not familiar with that, and if you're joining us on Facebook, you can see the fear of falling cycle. And what that looks like is you can start at any point in this cycle, but we'll start with the fear of falling. Here on this graphic, it says again, but we'll just start with the fear of falling. So maybe you haven't fallen yet, but you feel unsteady on your feet. So you feel like you may fall and you've got that fear. So that may lead you to being less active, right? We don't go out as much. We're afraid of, we've got to navigate these steps. And maybe that one doesn't have a handrail, so we're less active. And of course, if we're less active, then our muscles don't stay as strong as they used to. So again, that adage, use it or lose it. We're losing that muscle strength, and that can affect the way we walk. You know, we have those large muscles in our legs and our core, and if that muscle mass is reduced, then that affects how we walk, and we now have a gait that isn't balanced. Maybe we're shuffling our feet, and that clearly can increase your risk for falls, and you may actually fall then. So you're shuffling around and you do fall. Well, once you do fall, I'm certainly afraid that I'm going to fall again, and that fear of falling cycle continues. So we work really hard to break that cycle at any point in there and make sure we're keeping ourselves strong and maintaining that balance.
And I know that I told you before we got started, I take care of my 90-year-old mother. It's very, very active. But if I told her I was going to take her to this class or we were going to go, her first reaction would be, well, how are they going to keep me from falling? Do they, are they going to keep me safe? And so I would imagine there are people that are thinking that too.
Yeah, for sure. And safety is of our utmost importance. We really want to keep our members safe. This is a falls prevention class, right? We don't want people falling.
Right.
So they are small group, one, because we don't want so many people in the room that I can't keep my eyes on everybody. But along with that, all of the movements we do, whether it's in bingo size or Tai Chi, can be modified for ability and range of motion. Everything can be done from a seated position. There was a class I did it at the Springfield Library, and this has been a few years ago, but she was in a wheelchair. Actually, I have one now that I think about it. My bingo size class, there's a woman who attends who is in a wheelchair. So absolutely everything can be modified. And we listen to our bodies. Again, with Tai Chi, I might be reaching up here. If your shoulder doesn't allow you to reach that high, don't, modify it. Listen to your body. We want these to be exercises that challenge and gain strength, but not pain. So we definitely encourage you to listen to yourself. And if you have any questions about modifications, please let me know and we'll work with you on that. But yes, safety comes first.
Yes, absolutely. And again, this is all for the benefit of the people who attend. So just have faith, because it could certainly help you. And if they want to sign up again for the class, they should just go to the website, or they can call.
Yes, they can call me directly. Again, my direct line is 330-899-5255. You can also email us at events@dhad.org, and I can get you our schedule, where we'll be. Like I said, I'm doing a Tai Chi class here at our offices in Uniontown. My colleague, Courtney Flickinger, just started a Tai Chi class at the Springfield Library. I'm doing a bingo size class at a senior apartment building in Maslin. The Streetsboro Senior Center does Tai Chi classes with us as well, and they do them on a rotating basis. And again, we're always looking for new locations to host these at. Kent Free Library has hosted us several times. The North Canton Civic Center, as part of the North Canton Library System, has hosted us several times. So keep your eyes open. We have classes everywhere and looking to add more.
Yeah, and if you have any questions, or of a place, maybe some people, then get in touch with Lori as well, because then she can get the ball rolling, so to speak.
Yes, absolutely.
So let's turn to caregivers, because people out there today, so many people are out there taking care of elderly parents. And it's not an easy job, but I would venture to say that nobody really thinks about asking for help. They just say, this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah, there are a lot of people who are caregivers who don't even realize it. They don't identify themselves as a family caregiver. They're just like, well, yeah, I help mom with finances and I take dad to the doctor every now and again, but I'm not a care. Yes, you are. You're a caregiver. And we do it because we love our family. And we do it out of the kindness and goodness of our heart. But we also understand it can absolutely be stressful. It can be stressful on your finances. It can put a strain on your time, especially if you're still working, and a lot of us are. So we're working, maybe still raising kids of our own and taking care of an aging parent or a child who has a disability. So we know it can be very stressful, and we have resources and education that can absolutely help with that. We've got a fantastic family caregiver support specialist, Teresa Niewiadomski, who is fantastic at what she does. She has support groups available both in person and online, and those are on our website as well. So you can find the schedule of those too. We just started a fantastic monthly series for our family caregivers called Caregiver Noontime Knowledge. And we're getting ready to have one about frontotemporal dementia. That'll be February 11th. You can either attend here in person in our conference center. Our offices are in Uniontown. Or again, because we know caregivers are so busy and it can be really hard to step away, there is a Zoom option where you can join us live as well. And every month we'll be presenting new information. Our first group of them is about dementia and the different forms of dementia. And so we can learn to understand it and then how to work and communicate best with the people we're caring for that may be experiencing those types of dementias. And then later on through the year, we'll get into things like anticipatory grief. So as you may be watching somebody decline in their health, mentally, physically, whatever, they're still with us, but they're not the person we knew. So even though they are physically in front of us and we can still communicate somewhat, we're grieving the loss of that person we knew. So we'll start to touch base with things like that and resources, how to reduce our own stress and how to make time for us. So those are free to attend, and we'd love to see your faces there.
Yeah. Check. Yep. And, because too, sometimes you're taking good care and you are, but something comes up that you don't know how to answer a question or things like that. And then you get worried. Did I say the wrong thing? Because obviously if you're taking care of your older mom or dad or something like that, you don't want to mislead them in any way, shape, or form. But so all of that sounds like a wonderful thing to be able to do as you are becoming a caregiver and getting rid of the stress. Definitely a very important thing. All right, we have our final break. And when we come back, we'll kind of just go over things and recap and talk a little bit more about Direction Home. If there's anything I didn't get to, Lori can help me out there. And we'll talk more about Direction Home Akron Canton Area Agency on Aging. And that is on Spotlight right here on 1480 WHBC.
This is Mike Frazier, Senior Pastor at Canton Baptist Temple. I would like to personally invite you to worship with us at 10:15 this Sunday morning in our worship center located at 515 Whipple Avenue in Canton, Ohio. If you cannot be with us in person, please tune in to our broadcast right here on WHBC at 8:30 on Sunday mornings. For more information about our ministries, you can visit us at cantonbaptist.org. We look forward to meeting you soon.
If you've got unneeded furniture, appliances, home decor, or building materials, Habitat Restore in Canton can help. With free donation pickup, you'll clear out space while saving time and effort. And every donated item helps local families build homes with Habitat for Humanity. It's easy to schedule your free donation pickup. Visit restoreeco.org or call 330-915-5920. Free donation pickup from Habitat Restore in Canton, the store that builds homes.
Hi, this is Jim Snyder of the Your Wealth, Your Retirement Program, a financial education show for those seeking guidance. Are you retiring soon? Are you in the middle of changing jobs? Maybe you're just done with all of that risk in the 401k plan and you'd like to have a discussion about an early rollout. Maybe you're 70 and a half and you're in your income phase of your IRA. We can help you with all those. Give us a call at Senior Financial Group at 800-639-0824. That's 800-639-0824.
The savings at your locally owned and operated Save-A-Lot just keep coming. Have you downloaded that app yet? What are you waiting for? It's all there for you at savealot.com. If you're having a party soon, how about Totino's Pizza Rolls, a 100-count package, only $8.99. Fresh cut boneless beef ribeye steaks, an amazing $6.99 a pound. And a 2-pound bag of yellow onions, only $1.09 each. Hurry over to Save-A-Lot. Savealot.com.
Hey, I got you something. What's this? Just a little Galentine's gift from JTV.
Do you mean jewelry television? I love their jewelry. They have the
New customers get $25 off their first purchase of $75 or more. Visit jtv.com/romance.
Yeah, their artisan collections. Gorgeous.
Are you going to open your gift?
Oh, yeah. It's the pearl bracelet.
New customers receive $25 off their first purchase of $75 or more. Visit jtv.com/romance.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have health news, a CDC update.
Pneumococcal vaccination is now recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
I occasionally have nerve discomfort in my hands, so the things I love to do
Let's play something, Grandma.
became difficult as I got older.
If you have occasional stabbing and burning in your hands and feet, try Nervive Nerve Relief. Nervive's clinically studied dose of alpha-lipoic acid reduces occasional nerve discomfort in as little as 7 days with continued daily use. Say yes to healthy nerves with Nervive Nerve Relief. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Wesley is a truck driver.
I drive a truck and I love what I do.
A truck driver with IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Quite a few letters in the mail. They were talking about wage garnishment, coming after my house, my car. Yeah, they don't play around. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m.
Kind of figured I'd get a machine, but I didn't. I actually got to talk to an actual person in the middle of the night.
He found just what he was looking for.
Oh, they were great people. You need a team of people that know what they're doing. Optima Tax, they know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Happy don't even come close. I was absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any kind of trouble with the IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Now back to Spotlight on 1480 WHBC.
And this is our final segment of Spotlight on this Wednesday morning. And we have been speaking with Lori Smith, training coordinator for Direction Home Akron Canton, the area agency on aging. And, when you go to your website, right on the homepage of the website, it says we focus on the person, not the problem. And I think that's just a really wonderful mission for you guys.
Yeah, one of our value statements is we don't look at the obstacles. We don't search for reasons why we can't. We look at how we can. And we definitely want to help that person reach their goals.
Yeah, and not no one person and other person are alike. No two people are alike. That's what I was trying to say. Yeah, so that's a great thing. Maybe you can just go over Passport and the MyCare Ohio again. Before we go, we mentioned those earlier on, and those are important.
Yeah, absolutely. So Passport is really the program that we began with and coordinated for people to get services that they need. It is a program that allows people to, again, stay in their home and not only just live there. My colleague and supervisor, Matt Reed, often says we don't want to just survive, we want to thrive, right? We really, truly do. Mm-hmm. So Passport is a program that helps you to do that. It is a qualification to be eligible for Medicaid to receive Passport services. But with Passport, you can get things like home delivered meals brought to you, chore services, things if you need help around the yard or cleaning the kitchen up or whatnot, cleaning the bathroom. emergency response units, minor home modifications. So again, if you need a wheelchair ramp or doorways widened, things like that. Personal care aids to help you cook, dress, bathe, and simple things like that. So that's Passport, that is eligible for people living in their homes. Assisted living waiver is very similar, but it bumps the age down, where Passport is eligible for people 65 and up, eligible for Medicaid. Assisted living waiver is for people 21 and older, living in an assisted living environment. So we're not in our community home, but we're in assisted living. And it can get many of those same services, as well as if you are starting from a nursing facility, you needed that higher level of care and are ready to go down to assisted living. We have a community transition service to get you to that assisted living from a nursing facility. And then MyCare Ohio, we chatted with very quickly. It is for people eligible for both Medicaid and Medicare. And again, this is for people living in your home to help you stay there and happily thrive. Again, gets you many of those same services as Passport and the assisted living waiver. And this also entitles you to a MyCare Ohio ombudsman. So if you have any concerns about the care or services you're receiving, you think maybe you're eligible for this, and you're not quite seeing that in your package, that MyCare Ohio Ombudsman is your advocate and helps you to resolve any concern you might have with that. We talked about our caregiver program for family caregivers, helping with an aging mom or dad or adult child with disabilities, and the strain that they may have on their finances and time, and even physical environment if we're bringing an aging parent into our home, and all the services and supports that we can offer them, resources as far as helping to manage their finances, resources to help with that, reduce stress, understand what the person they're caring for is going through so we can best communicate. Tips to communicate with if you're helping to care for that person with a sibling, and maybe they've got this idea and you've got this idea, how to have that better communication to resolve those things. So we've got all those programs available.
It's a lot.
It is a lot.
It's wonderful though, and I'm sure there are people out there going, yes, well, I could use more than one of those things. So as they listen, where should they call? How do they go and get some assistance?
So if you would like to ask questions about any of our programs, any of our services, our direct line to our Aging and Disability Resource Center, and that's pretty much our front door services. We've got those trained representatives in there. You can call. Our direct line to that department is 877-770-5558. There's also a button on our homepage of our website that says make a referral. And you can click that button and a form will pop up and ask a few questions about the person who is seeking services. And then within one business day, one of our trained representatives will reach back out and start that process of answering questions. Again, reaching out to our Aging and Disability Resource is free to anyone and everyone. And we'll get you started with getting the help you need.
All right. Very good. A lot of great information, Lori. Thank you so much for coming on today. We appreciate it.
Thank you. It's been so much fun. I appreciate it, Pam.
Thank you and your team for being constant companions and friends.
You have gotten